Welcome to Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed, a space to connect with spiritual insights, open-minded perspective, and healing transformation. Hosts Kelley Eckhart and Cheryl Murphy are working evidential psychic mediums, spiritual teachers, and published authors who are coming together in friendship and teamwork to serve through the energy of spirit, healing, and animal communication. Each week, we invite you to join in a mixture of candid discussions, visits from guests and experts, intuitive development, and live readings to encourage everyone while exploring their multifaceted spiritual path. Come ready with questions and curiosities. And now, here are your hosts, Cheryl Murphy and Kelley Eckhart.
Hello and welcome to Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed. And I'm sure you've noticed Cheryl is not next to me. We have Lauri Albert, our guest
Yes, I am not Cheryl.
And Lauri is amazing. And so those of you who have followed us for years and come to a lot of our shows, you've met Lauri before. But for those of you that are new, Lauri Albert is an amazing psychic and medium. And I think you call yourself the happy medium, which I love. And she is a manifestation, what would you call that? What you do?
Author. I wrote a book.
Yes. Okay, there you go. Yes. And she also does these beautiful meditations on Insight Timer, or do you go somewhere else now?
Actually, I do Insight Timer. I do. I have a whole spiritual community on Patreon, and it's called the Spirit Room. And so go ahead.
So check her out if you're interested. We'll put her website up here in a minute. If Lauri, if you want to can type it in the comments, you could.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then Kelley in the background can definitely repost it in the banner below if we want. And I just want to welcome you and tell everybody, Cheryl's out this week. I believe her birthday is Friday. So don't forget to wish her a happy birthday on her social media on Friday, everybody. I'm sure it'll make her day.
Birthday.
Yeah, I don't know if that's why she took this week off. I can't quite remember. I know she told me, but I'm a little loopy on remembering things. But it is her birthday week, so of course, she deserves the week off, right?
Yes.
Some time to herself to go enjoy and, have a good time. And today our subject is something I feel like is a really fun thing to talk about: soul contracts and life agreements. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to actually also ask Lauri a little bit about herself. And I don't know that we're going to get to readings today. We'll see how we feel towards the end of the show. But definitely we will be doing readings in future shows. We'll do them once a month, Cheryl and I. So we just did a reading show last week. So we probably won't do one for another few weeks, just so everybody has a heads up. And I do want to ask you a couple questions, Lauri, because you are kind of new to some of our people here. We have some new followers from Sacred Spiral Network, and we're so appreciative of the network. We really love it here at Sacred Spiral Network. I love all the shows. I love all the hosts, and we love Kelley Brickle. She's amazing. And we love all the new followers that we've been meeting. So thank you, everybody. We're so happy about that. Now, Lauri, tell me, what have you been doing? I know you've lost this weight and you look amazing, and I love your photos. Tell me about what's going on with you, with your business, anything new, upcoming, any things you want to share?
Well, it's really interesting. I was just thinking about the subject of soul contracts and all of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And then I was thinking about the 45 pounds that I've lost in the past 9 months or so. And I know, right? And good, happy to you too, and it's so interesting because, and I was talking to somebody about this today, and I thought to myself, I got used to being the weight that I was with the extra 45, right? I got used to that. It became who I was, and it became it just became who I was, and then, I've lost all this weight, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking in terms of
soul contracts.
Soul contracts. Yeah. I couldn't think of the word theme. I was thinking of all of that in terms of soul contracts. And I had kind of an aha moment. Okay. And this is going to take me a minute because I got to go back just a little bit. And I'm not saying all of this. Okay, thanks. I'm not saying this to get any sort of sympathy from anybody, but when I was trying to get pregnant with my daughter, I have a beautiful daughter. And when I was trying to get pregnant with her, I had several miscarriages. Okay. And very interestingly, well, first of all, I'm an Aries. Right. And I'm I'm going to do this till I get it right, kind of thing.
Oh, that's I know all about Aries. A bunch of them in my family.
Right.
Sister,
exactly.
mother,
that's kind of who I am. Let's go, let's go, kind of thing. So in a sense, I feel like that I never got to mourn my unborn children that I had. Right now, I gained that weight from the first pregnancy, and then I lost it, gained some more weight with another pregnancy, and kept going back and forth, but I never lost the weight.
Yeah.
Okay. And it dawned on me recently that I think that weight kept on me because I hadn't quite dealt with the grief, of losing those the babies, so it's really fascinating when you think in terms of like soul contracts or life agreements. I think to myself, maybe that was what was sort of supposed to happen. That's terrible to say, but maybe all of this was supposed to kind of come full circle. I mean, I'm 61 now, so hello, let's deal with the grief finally, and it's so interesting in terms of what's that?
I said you look
fantastic. So interesting that I just well, thank you. I appreciate you. But it's so interesting when you think in terms of like soul contracts or life agreements. I think that years ago, like almost 30 years ago, as this was all happening, that I just didn't quite, I didn't quite allow myself to deal with it because I am such I have to be successful. I've got to make this happen, that sort of thing. And now
I don't think society lets you either.
What's that?
I don't think society lets you grieve a miscarriage. Do you know what I mean? It's very much like, oh, it's no big deal, right? But it is.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
It is. It's a big deal. And when you start to realize that you haven't dealt with it and then you start to deal with it, then all of a sudden it becomes like and so for some reason, I really feel like, because this past year was all about self-reflection and your shadow sides and blah, 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 and dealing with all of that, shedding that skin, that was the year of the snake. Now we're in the year of the horse and we're moving forward. So it's so interesting because I feel like that I've kind of come to terms with all of that. I've dealt with my grief. I've dealt with these things, a lot of these things. And I won't say that I'm completely healed, on that whole thing, but it's like, I don't feel like quite an imposter anymore at this weight.
Yeah.
So tell me what your thoughts are in that. Do you agree with that sort of mentality?
I do think that, grief puts on weight. Like I gained 60 pounds when RJ died 10 years ago. And I struggled because I also started menopause. Like the day he died, I went into full menopause. It was like overnight. My body stopped.
Yeah.
So, that was 10 years ago. We just had the anniversary on May 7th that he passed. And so I also feel like the grief has held me back. And part of what I've learned is that I also got recently diagnosed with a connective tissue disorder. It's called hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And my body's been in constant stress mode from my ligaments are falling apart. So my shoulders pop out of socket, my wrists, my knees, my ankle, everything pops out of socket. Hips, all while I'm sleeping or walking around, whenever. Very painful. So what I've been reading is that my body is in stress mode constantly. So the cortisol held the weight on along with the menopause. So now I feel a little bit better because I was dieting, I was exercising, and I just kept getting injured. And I was really hard on myself. And I'm not going to lie, I've been grieving. I do allow myself to grieve.
Of course.
I'm not going to lie. But I have to say, the last 2 to 3 years have been the worst part of the grief for me. Not the
Wow,
beginning.
really?
It has been a really tough time. And I think part of it is now I'm grieving, and it's like a new phase of grief, because now I'm grieving the life he could have had. All of his
Yeah.
friends are married, having kids. There's all these, like, some of them
Yeah.
have like kids like 7, 8 years old. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, he missed out on all this. I missed out on this. Like, we're never going to get to have like these things or this stuff. And so I think I've been grieving that loss and holding on to it for the last 3 or 4 years. And that's why I felt very lost. And for some reason, I took charge of my health last year, and I went on like a little rampage of getting this diagnosis because I'm tired of this. And I got the diagnosis. I have all the right doctors in place, and I feel better. So I feel more empowered now, like my son's helping me. And
when you have your team, when you have your doctor team, I even just told a doctor about that the other day. I said, I feel like I've got my dream team of doctors now.
Oh, yeah. And knowing that the weight is really affecting me, I lost 35 pounds so far. I started on February 1st. Yeah. So just in February, March, and April, I lost 34 pounds, not 30. Did I say 35? 34. Maybe I'm wishful thinking. Maybe I've lost another pound. I don't know. I'm in Vegas. I'm pretty sure I might have gained some back. But I was at 34 when I left. I'll just say that. And I'm really proud of that weight loss, because it's been a struggle. And really, like, and I haven't been able to exercise like I used to anymore. I've been banned from all exercise, but I'm doing Pilates now. I'm allowed to do that. And I'm excited. Yeah. And I do think that we have a soul contract, and it has a lot to do with the life and the journey that we go. I mean, bringing this back to soul contracts, to me, I think that sometimes we experience things in our lives as psychics and mediums. I think our soul contract, we always choose more of a difficult life, because if you notice, almost every medium's like had a difficult life. Things just not necessarily like the worst, but things just weren't always easy or weren't given to us, right? Like, we've had to struggle, or we've had a lot of obstacles to overcome in life, which really kind of helped us get to where we're at now, to where we can help other people on their journeys and help other people with insight and guidance. So I think it's all part of who we are and what we're supposed to do. It's part of our soul contract.
Yeah.
I do believe that. And I do think that I chose this soul contract with this type of body and these autoimmunes and connective tissue disorders, so that I could also help my family and break this chain of, this has been like, not that we can cure this connective tissue disorder, but I can definitely now help the younger generation do things differently, so that they're not in pain or suffering like my family, like my sisters and I and my mother did,
Yeah.
So I think that's part of the journey. And I think that sometimes even our kids are part of our journeys. Like, I think RJ was my soul contract. Like, we made a contract before he was born and before I was born, for him to be my son for that short period, to really teach me so much about being a mother and how to help other mothers who have lost a child, how to help other people or other people that are grieving, and how to, how do we deal with that grief and move on and go on in life. I think that was part of my soul contract. I do believe that. Not that I wanted my son to die, because I don't. If I could have him back, I would in a minute.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to take and look at every situation of like, what am I learning from this?
Yeah.
And I think that that's part of we chose these things before we were born. We chose a difficult life. Some of us chose to not come and have a difficult life, to make things a lot easier, but be compassionate. Like, we do choose different things. And I think we have soul families that come along with it. Yeah. I'm sure I've been many lifetimes with some of the people in my family. I'm done. No.
Well, what's interesting too? I was just sitting here thinking, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm the be all end all and I'm the wise one, because I'm 61, but you know what? It's so interesting, because I think, hi, Eric. I've known Eric for 40 years. Yeah, sorry. I just outed you I just outed him on his age, but at any rate,
hi, Eric. Yes.
But it's so interesting, because I feel like that in looking back at, even in my 20s and my 30s and my 40s, I think all of these things had to happen to me in order for me to be, in terms of my mediumship, in order for me to understand people's grief a little bit better, and in order for me to understand just the grief process and all of the stuff that we deal with. I mean, we deal with as mediums. I mean,
a lot.
I deal with, we hear so many horrible stories. I was just telling somebody the other day that several years ago, I was giving a reading and I was feeling woozy, and that's actually supposed to happen, whenever we, a lot of times I'll feel the way the person felt as they were passing,
right. You can feel all of it, and it's overwhelming sometimes. And I have to like say it out loud to get it to go away. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
I just
take a real quick second and just say hi to all these people, because everybody's saying hi and I didn't say hello. But I want to say hi, Bernadette. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Andrew and Kathleen and Maria and Jennifer and Kim Bracken and Maria Capola. I hope I said that right. And Amy.
That's awesome.
Hello everybody for chiming in. We just jump right into talking. That's what Lauri and I do. We'll just like talk, and then we forget that we should say hi to everybody. So
I know, right? Because oh my gosh,
that's Cheryl's thing. She's reminding
so good to see everybody. Oh my gosh, and I saw Frank earlier, and I saw gosh,
I saw Frank earlier too, and I wanted to say hello to him, and also Albert, one of my students, and he's a healer now and has his own online business, and he's amazing. And I saw him say hello earlier. So hi, Albert.
Awesome.
So thank you, everybody. I'm sorry I didn't say hello. I mean, I'm so used to Cheryl doing this. So we're not
Jennifer. Oh yeah, sorry.
If we're gonna do readings, we'll do a couple at the very end, maybe. But right now, we're just gonna have a talk. And Cheryl and I will do readings once a month. We'll have a show that's just dedicated to readings, just so you guys know. Oh, you got a knee brace today, Bernadette. That's great. I have to wear knee braces on both knees. I'm supposed to be wearing them on my elbows, my wrist, and my ankles every day.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm popping out of socket when I walk. Like my hip will pop out, my shoulder pops out, and Paul has to pop it back in, and it's really gross.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Back, you can see this big bone, right? Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's been happening for like 15 years, and I've been telling doctors, and they're like, oh, you're fine. And I lost like 70 pounds like 15 years ago and worked out 6 days a week, but kept getting injured, really badly injured. I mean, who sprains their oblique? Who dislocates ribs? Right. I do.
Yeah.
I pulled some weird muscle in the back of my leg and had to wear a boot for 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
But now I understand why. It's not because I'm clumsy, like I've been saying my whole life. It's because of my connective tissue disorder. But anyways, it was funny. It's a spine brace. Okay, I probably should wear one for my scoliosis. That's probably going to be next.
People stare at me. Oh my god. Oh, Bernadette. Oh my gosh.
You know what? If it makes you feel good, I think who cares what people think?
Yeah. Right. I agree. So I have a question for you. So Kelley, is there a difference between, and I'm not saying I have the answer to this, by the way, is there a difference between a soul contract and a life agreement, or are they the same thing?
I personally feel they're the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're just different words or different perspectives on what it should be called. That's my opinion. I know there are people that will say they're two different things. I know that. Yeah. But in my opinion, in my own experience, I haven't seen it.
I'm wondering if, and this is me like kind of just thinking in my head, that a soul contract might be like sort of a general thing about where your life is going to be, but a life contract might be the specific events that happen.
Oh, that's interesting.
Does that sound logical?
Yeah. So Kristen is asking what this live is about. We are talking about soul contracts, basically soul contracts and life agreements. And we put them both on there. And I personally feel like they're the same thing, but I know some people think they're different. And so I like your perspective on what they are. So say that again so everybody hears that, because I have to hear that again.
Yeah.
Your difference. Can you say that again, Lauri?
Well, I'm not sure that this is it.
No, I liked it.
I've always thought of soul contracts as like the just kind of the overall, like throughout your life, like let's just say your life is linear and it's like from here to here, and your soul contract, this is what I've always been under the impression of. You're going to hit this monumental thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, and then there's that. But I'm feeling like the life contract might be like how you get to those things. Like, I didn't develop as a medium until I was 40.
Same here.
You know,
I didn't start at 41. Yeah.
We have so much in common. It just cracks me up. Every time we talk, we find something new that
I'm going to be in LA for the summer.
Yeah.
So
yay. Awesome. Oh my gosh, that's great. So, but you know, I feel like that life contract is like how we get there, like the things that happen to us that allow us to get there.
That actually resonates. Feels good. I like that. Yeah.
Well, but I really feel like I'm supposed to say, I feel like that I'm getting sort of channeling a little bit, but I feel like that I'm supposed to say it's never linear. Right. So we might go up and down, but we're going to hit these spots along the way.
However we get there, there might be more experiences on the way. Here's the other thing, like, you know, we have, I believe, exit points in our soul contract, meaning we could leave sooner if we choose. And I know that sounds weird, but sometimes I think, oh, okay, how did my mom lived through 9 times when they told me she wasn't going to make it through the night and that she wasn't like to get to the hospital to say goodbye to her. Yeah. How come she didn't, like those 9 times over like a 10-year period? She just kept coming back. Yeah. Like full on, like, oh, she's healed again. Like she's back in her nursing home. Like my mom chose not to go then. Right. So I feel like those were exit points. And she said, no, I'm not leaving yet. Right. And then I feel like my son, RJ, had a near death. I felt it when he was 17, 18. And he called me that night in the middle of the night and he was with some bad people. And I said, son, you need to get out of the car. I don't feel good. Like those people aren't good for you. Like I'll give you money, take a cab somewhere, get away. And he did. He listened to me. And I feel like that was an exit point that he could have left that night with those people and had a bad experience. And he made it 2 more years before he left. That's what I feel like. So I feel like he had exit points in his contract built in. He also had another head injury that was pretty severe when he was 4. That could have been another exit point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, I've been looking at that because I know for me, before I was born, I remember being in the spirit world. I remember meeting all my family before they were born, my siblings and all that. Like they probably won't remember and they'll think I'm crazy, but I'm okay with that. I am the crazy one in the family, right? Anyways, I remember all of this. And I also remember choosing not to be born 3 times and being a miscarriage for my mother. It was not, I chose, this isn't the right entry point for me. I had decided. I waited till I was her 6th child born. Yeah. Wow. I was going to come in, I think, at her 3rd, but I waited. My brother went instead. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. Just my own experience and my own like feeling of what it feels like it should be. Like I think that, you know, we have times in our life where it's like, okay, are we going to stay or are we not? And it's not suicide. It's the higher self. It's the soul thing, right? Right. Like we're even aware of it as humans. We're just going through life, not realizing that we have this all predestined in our mind, what we might want to do or not want to do. Like we're giving ourselves options.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I love what Jose just wrote. Did you see what that?
What did he write? Oh, in one of Kim Russo's books, she said everyone has 3 exit points. The last one is non-negotiable. It's part of the soul contract. Oh, I love that. I don't know if it's exactly 3, but I like that. I think, you know, I don't think we as humans can put numbers or exact, you know, things on this because, again, we're human. It's just, I'm only going off of what I felt. I mean, I feel like, my son had 3, so maybe that's true, but could have been more. I don't know. Yeah. Because I wasn't with him all the time and he was doing some crazy stuff. I wonder if my daughter's life contract was supposed to be only with us until 17. Like she chose to leave us by her own hands, unfortunately. I'm so sorry, Sherry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And you know, when it comes to suicide, again, I don't believe it's like when people get an abortion, I don't believe it was like they're doing, even though they got the abortion, I believe it was the soul that was coming here that chose not to come and put put that like thought into your mind, almost like how spirit kind of intervenes with our thoughts, right? I believe that. I don't believe we chose these abortions or we chose miscarriage or it was anything we did. And when it comes to suicide, I think that that's like soul's higher self. There's something else going on. I don't think anybody needs to take blame for that. And I don't think the soul is punished for suicide either. I don't believe that. I think they go right away to the light with all their loved ones. And
I think it can be part of the soul contract.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I've had several people that have crossed themselves over. That, well, actually one specific one who happened to be a really good friend of mine. And he was like, he came to me and he was like, don't like be super sad about this. It was painful getting to that point because he was very depressed and, you know, as maybe, you know, and so there was all of the stuff that led up to it. But then once he crossed, he knew that it was kind of supposed to be like that. So maybe that was one of his exit points, you know, very interesting.
Yeah. And here's a couple, somebody said something up here. I want to pull it up. Where did it go? I saw that one from Sherry. Is this would be an example? My partner I'm with now, we met in our younger days in a club. He wanted to buy me a drink and wanted to date me. I chose not to. He asked a few times. I still said no. Later on in life, I had a daughter and he asked me again. So I said yes, as I was a single mom to my daughter. We now have been together for 8 years and got out our own twin daughters together. That's a beautiful story, Kristen. I do believe that's possibly a soul contract that you guys made this plan ahead of time. And I also think that we have times in our life where we're supposed to connect with somebody, but it's not the right time and we might meet too soon, but then we meet later again. Like with my husband, here's an interesting one. My first love was born December 11th, 1964. His name was Scott Smith. He was an amazing guy. He was like, he treated me like a princess, but I was young. We broke up. He went and got married. I was devastated, so I went and got married, and then he died when I was 25. Young death. We were still talking and communicating and very close, and I got to say goodbye to him. Years later, I had already met my husband now, Paul, but he wasn't my husband. We were working together, and he was married to somebody else. I was married to somebody else. We both got divorced, and come to find out his birthday is December 11th, 1964. He treats me really well, just like Scott did. And they have so many similarities in personality. So I feel like, was that a misconnection, or was that this connection showing me who I'm supposed to be with by this parallel of some sort? And it was like more of, it was part of my lesson to teach me how I'm supposed to be treated, yet I wasn't ready for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right, because you never know, you know? I mean,
he knew he was going to die young, and I needed somebody. Yeah, I don't know. I just wonder if these soul contracts are lessons that we chose to learn. Maybe that is the soul. What was the other thing? The life agreement. Maybe that was our life agreement. Him and Scott and I, to help me. And not only that, my paths intertwined with Paul, my husband now, with my first husband. They had worked together before I ever met either of them. Isn't that weird?
That's crazy.
That's a life agreement as well. All of these little things happen to get you where you're supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
And if you just have trust and faith and allow things to, you know, happen, but also we have to be proactive and manifest things that we want, and we have free will. Just because we made this soul contract or we have these life agreements doesn't mean we have to stick to them. As human, we can have a choice and go on the wrong path or choose a new path altogether that maybe works out great. That's what I also like to specify. Like, these might be the things we chose, but it doesn't mean we have to stick to them and that we will stick to them. They were just plans. I mean, sometimes I don't stick to plans every day.
It's so true. And isn't it fascinating? I mean, this is one of those conversations that I could just talk about for hours and get other people's opinions and stuff, because it's so, like, spirit works in such crazy ways, you know? Like, Like the
Yeah.
fact that I've known Eric since
Yeah.
college. Do you know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
I
That's
mean,
crazy. And
it's
Eric,
like,
right, is he a healer too or something?
I don't know, Eric. Are
I
you a
feel like
healer?
Eric is psychic or a healer or a medium or something. I just feel it. I
He's
don't know what
well, I believe that he probably is, but to be honest, we haven't actually spoken in a long time. So, but
well, let us know.
Eric, you're one of those people. I'm sorry, I'm totally calling him out. I don't even know why that's, but he's one of those people that makes everybody in the room feel like that they're there for a reason.
Yeah,
He
I
was
love
like
that.
that when we were in
Yeah,
college. He's an extraordinary
that's
person.
awesome. Well, that's good. I got good vibes from Eric every time he's in the comments. I feel like this guy's got good energy. I'm sure he's a healer of some sort. That's what I
Yeah.
was convinced. Yeah.
Love it.
I like, this is the question I was looking for. Can I ask what you think of alternate dimensions, reincarnation, and aliens? This is so great because I've been having this conversation this week with a few different people, including my husband, even today, because I do believe that we have alternate dimensions that happen concurrently, and that we can be alive in the past, alive in the future, and alive now, and feel all three if we tune into it and go into an altered state. Because for me, as a child, I've had this alternate, I call it universe or dimension, whatever, that is happening concurrently with this lifetime. So I was a child when it started happening, and I would get glimpses of it, maybe in dreams, or feel. I do a lot of astral travel, so I often would leave and go to that world, I would call it. And I was growing up there at the same time I was growing up here, but this world I'm going to is like, to me, is in the future. And now when I go there in my dreams, I'm this age now. It's like, but it's a whole nother world, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where am I going? And then I just read a story today that somebody posted about a woman, a young woman, a 19-year-old who woke up from a coma after 3 weeks, devastated because in her coma, she had lived 7 years, had triplets, and lost a triplet. One of her triplets had just died, and she was grieving that loss and wanted to know where her kids were. And now she's in therapy because she doesn't understand and she's totally confused. And they're saying the brain did that. But me as a medium, the spirit world, where I'm like, going, no. She was in an alternate universe. She left and went to go live there, and it was 7 years for her because they believe that can happen that way, even though it was 3 weeks here. I believe that. That's me.
Yeah.
And I believe that our aliens, here's where I go way out there. And I'm okay because we're in a safe space because you guys all all here because you all think something different, right? Okay. All my life, I've had these 5 angels, I called them. They were the same 5 people. I remember them in spirit world. We always meet up. As a child, I would go to this room. I would astral travel, leave my body, go to this room. It's this beautiful white circular room with marker boards. It's a classroom, and they would teach me. And it was always the same 5. And whenever I was in the hospital or having a near-death experience, which I've had a few, they're always there surrounding me. So, like nurses almost, because they're all in white. That's what I thought, like they were nurse angels or something, Later on in life, as I started developing, I realized that they were my guides, and they were really powerful. And then I started developing my trance mediumship, which is when I found out that I've always gone into trance and didn't know what it was called or how to put words to it. And I went and saw them again. And this time they revealed the white room to be an alien ship. And they explained to me, and I know this is out there, people are going to laugh at me, that what we call angels are really these light beings, and that they're here to help accelerate our world and help us be better or do better, and whenever we get off track as humans. And they're there to help us advance new technology or bring in new things, discoveries, that's what they help with, and that they are connected to certain people to help these people get these downloads.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what they told me. It was crazy. I came out of that trance. It was my first trance class, and I went into a deep trance for like 30 minutes, and people were watching me, and I guess I was like,
yeah.
And then I journaled everything, but it was pretty intense. So that's my belief. I don't know if it's true. I mean, it's sort of a feeling. I don't know. What do you think?
What the thing is, though? If we don't allow ourselves to keep an open mind about what's possible, then we're living in a state of fear. that's just my opinion.
Or we're stuck. We're not going to ever grow. We're not going to ever evolve. We're stuck. So it is important that we open up our minds. It's important that we look outside the box and we observe things from different perspectives. Like, for example, people, sometimes some women come off and they seem really, bitchy, right? And we're like, oh, that lady's such a bitch. But then when you look at it from another perspective, was she really a bitch or was she just being assertive? And we've been taught to look at that as bitchiness because when you're assertive, it's not bitchiness. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or is she having anxiety and we're misinterpreting her anxiety as bitchiness because she's a woman?
Yeah.
And if she was a man and she had anxiety, we might recognize it as, oh, you feel anxious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like our perspective sometimes needs to be like, we need to break out of that perspective and look at different ways.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too, because I was watching, I'm not going to say what show, but I was watching a show yesterday and it was a news guy and an astrophysicist, I guess. Is it Neil?
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about Skinwalker Ranch?
I'm sorry?
Skinwalker Ranch with the guy who's the astrophysicist?
No, it was Neil deGrasse Tyson or whatever. I can't think of his name, but I'll just tell you, it was Anderson Cooper. And so Anderson Cooper was talking to him about aliens because the government's releasing all these alien things.
Yes.
And I just thought to myself, it's so easy to sit and like laugh at somebody for believing in this stuff, but how arrogant are we as a society to think that we're alone, when there are universes infinitely, and
like
there are solar systems infinitely.
Right?
Exactly. Why would we be the be all end all? We're not, I mean, it makes no sense to me. So, but when we get past that place of fear of it, if we can get past that place of fear, then we come into this place of possibility, which is anything's possible.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. I've always been fascinated with shows that explore those kinds of possibilities since like early childhood. Because I think I know that there is more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't have to know how I know. I came here knowing.
Yeah.
That's part of our gift. Sometimes we just know things, claircognizance. So I've always just known, and I've always believed in aliens since as long as I can remember. And I was convinced that I was abducted. Yeah. But now I don't think I was abducted. I think I was astro traveling to my angels. But I was at one point in my childhood, I was thinking, are these aliens that are taking me at night while I'm supposed to be sleeping?
Well, you know what? When you cross over to the other side, I'm sure you'll understand the whole thing. Right?
But the thing is I came here remembering so much, but not everything. I remember being in the spirit world. I remember meeting people in the spirit world. I remember the physical sensation of being in the womb of my mother and being birthed. I remember that, the trauma of, let me tell you, being birthed is very traumatic. It's not fun for the baby.
That's because you have such an open heart, Kelley. That's why you know all of this stuff. That's why you remember all this stuff, because you have such an open heart.
I'll be mentally ill though, Lauri.
No, not in this room. No.
But if you ask certain people in my family, they'll be like, oh, she's crazy. She should write books. She's creative. That's what they used to call me as a kid. Creative.
Yeah. I was always told I was sensitive.
Oh, that's
yes, I am sensitive, but not in the way that they meant. They didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, exactly. It's an interesting subject line, and I do think that as humans, and this is maybe a little out there, we're the lower evolved society in all of the universe, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that there's all these higher evolved societies on other planets that are observing and watching us for some reason. That's my opinion. And I do believe that we were an advanced civilization at one time and we lost all of our knowledge and we had to start over. I do believe that. And I also think that there is proof scientifically that there was some DNA altering at one point in our evolution as humans from when we were like cavemen, right? Till like now, there was a missing link, and they believe, there's some like DNA altering that happened, maybe, perhaps. So I do believe these things.
Yeah,
and
I do too.
We're not doing readings right now, guys. We're gonna, Cheryl and I will be doing them on another show. And I love Egypt. I just got back from there, Andrew, and there is a lot of energy in Egypt. And I've got a lot of things on orbs in the past trips there that just show up on the camera that are just amazing. If you are ever interested or curious about these things, Jules Davis is doing another trip next year that is going to be the best Egypt trip in the world. I mean, she's really, because it's going to be her 3rd year in a row doing it. We did the first one together. No, it's going to be her 4th year in a row doing it. Each year she gets better and better, and she goes on more tours that other people don't go on. And this is going to be an amazing trip. So if you're interested in Egypt, Andrew, check out my friend Jules Davis on Facebook, social media, or her website, Oralux, I think it's called. She's going to take
amazing.
Egypt next year. It's going to be amazing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's very spiritual there. It's very
it is. It's intense parts of it. Yeah.
Interesting.
We went to the first year I went, I couldn't go in the Queen's Chamber because they were doing construction. I had a bad knee, and you had to bend a lot and even crawl at certain points because they had equipment in the hallway it's small. So I was determined to go in there. But this year I was struggling with my lung issues, and I almost didn't get in the King's Chamber. I had literally like full on panic attack halfway up there. Like I couldn't breathe. I was hyperventilating. And two people that were on the trip with us were paramedics, and they started cheering me on, telling me to keep going and don't quit. And I needed that. And I made it to the top, got in the King's Chamber, about died, did the meditation. But of course I sat right next to the air purifiers where I got the fan blowing on me. It was really hot there. Then we went to the Queen's Chamber, and I did it. I made it in the Queen's Chamber, and we meditated in there. It was such an intense feeling, and I was so sick that I had a respiratory infection that everybody had gotten on the trip, and then I got it. I was so sick, and I swear I sweated so much that I was all better the next day. I sweated it all out. So there is something to sweating out a cold.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. Or I also asked for healing while I was in there and to get rid of this because I had another week left and I didn't want to be sick, and maybe I got a healing. I don't know.
Yeah.
The energy wasn't so. Lauri, do you talk to angels? I talk to angels, but not like I don't name them or anything. I just know they're with me. But what about you, Lauri?
Yeah. I do. I have on my spirit team, I've got lots of angels.
Me too, exactly. I feel like our team is full of angels.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm loving, like okay, so you remember I was saying that I've had several miscarriages. Well, I always, whenever I call in my spirit team before I do a reading or any sort of spirit work, I have them all like lined up in front of me up on top. And I call in a couple of archangels, and then I call in my my babies. I call them my little lights, and I believe that they are angels because they show themselves to me as light. So
that's how I see angels, as light beams.
Oh my God.
Light beings.
Yeah.
They show this beautiful light, and it just, you feel the energy, and you just feel so loved and so protected and so whole. I don't know how to explain it when they're in your presence. And when I get somebody that comes into my office in person or even on Zoom that has that same connection to the angelic realm, they come in, and I'm not going to lie, they smell like potpourri. I smell potpourri, and I'm the only one who smells it. And that's my clue. Oh my God, you're connected to the angelic realm. And they'll be like, how do you know? I feel that. And I'm like, because you came in with it's a smell for me. It's like potpourri. It's the most beautiful rose scent I've ever smelled. So I'm like obsessed with the smell of rose. I'm always buying essential oils and doing it. Just makes me loved. Yeah.
You can always tell when somebody is connected to the angels.
There's also almost for me, I see a white like fuzz around them. Like it's like a muted kind of like glow. I don't know. Almost like they're glowing a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our one of the development circles that I go to, the in-person one, which they're like hardly ever anymore.
I know.
Right?
Well, nobody shows up to the in-person anymore.
I know, right? Because it's just so easy to do it.
I gave
Because
up.
once COVID happened and we started doing it all on Zoom, it was like, whatever.
People
But
are
when
like, "What do I wanna drive?"
when it's in person, you can feel that energy shift.
Intense.
You can feel like when your eyes are closed, you can
Yes.
see the light still. It's amazing when the angels come in.
Incredible.
Absolutely
Yeah.
incredible.
I agree.
Crazy.
I agree. So look what
Very
Jennifer said here. Apparently chromosomes 2 and 7 were spliced together to make an extra set of chromosomes. Pam Gregory speaks much about it. My little boy has a deletion on chromosome 7, ELN gene. How interesting.
Wow.
That is fascinating.
That is really fascinating. I'd like to learn more about that.
Yeah, that is really, I'm so fascinated with the genes and genetics and all that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because
And I can't wait to see when they're actually using it now safely in a way that can help people when you were born with things like my connective tissue disorder. It's a genetic issue. There's nothing I can do.
right.
But there will be a day when they can go and they can edit that gene and it's gone and it's no longer in my family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I'm fascinated with. And because of that, I'll join every study in the world just to help build that up. That's because I think that's where we're headed, is really to make a healthier world and people to live longer, but also to really embrace like what the world should be. That's what I feel like. We're trying to create a better world. And it's just, as humans, we really sometimes we really suck.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
We're hard-headed and stubborn. So I do believe, because of that, all these amazing healers are being born or being awoken. And we have so many people that want to learn and that are really exploring this stuff. And some of them are really, really good. We're doing psychic sit-ups, Jules and I, and every now and then we have uneven numbers. So I jump in and work with somebody. I'm like, well, what the heck? Why not? I worked with one of the students and she was like the best psychic I've ever worked with. And I said to her, can I get your website? My husband needs a reading from you. And she goes, oh, I don't do this for a living. I'm just learning it. And
well, it's natural.
I said, you need to be doing this for a living. Like, you have a gift. So I do think, there's some people that are taking their time at this, but they're wakening up now. Right.
Yeah. 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 They really are. This is such an important, I think that right now, these few years, starting with last year and going into the next couple of years, I feel like that spirit is really just raising the bar.
They're ramping it up. Yeah. I believe that. We're getting close to the end here. I just wanted to make a couple of announcements. So for those of you who don't know, I have a mentorship, 6-month mentorship that's starting in June. I have an informational meeting on the 17th next week at 4 p.m. You could sign up for it on Zoom. All you have to do is go to mediumkelley.com and go to my classes and my 6-month mentorship and scroll to the bottom and sign up for the Zoom meeting. And so that way you can ask any questions you want about the mentorship if you're at all curious about it. I'm also starting Psychic Sit-Ups, a new session in July. So you can sign up for that. And if you're in my mentorship, you get that half off. Just so you know, it's 40 to 50 half off. It's only $97 for 4 weeks of practice. But definitely wanted to bring that up. I have a small group reading, and I think I have a couple tickets left. It's on the 26th this month or the 24th. 24th. I'm always bad. Guys, don't even listen to me. Go to my website, mediumkelley.com/events. It's coming up this month. There's a couple tickets left. And I wanted to give Lauri an opportunity to share anything that you have happening right now or going on, anything.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I am like, I love doing lives, and because I love getting out there and talking to people. So I have, oh my gosh, this is so funny. So on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/Lauri Albert. Okay. So you can go there and check it out. It's $99 90% of the entire thing is free. So I've got meditations on there. I've got like the replays of the lives. I've got, lots and lots of different things on there. I've got courses on there. I've got like all kinds of fun stuff. And I go live on there. So Wednesday mornings, I do a live meditation. And then Wednesday night, I'm live on Insight Timer. And then Thursday night, I am live on YouTube and sometimes Facebook. Facebook has really been persnickety. That's like such a Pennsylvania word, but it's just kind of funky, So, but anyway, you can always go to my website, my events page on my website, because like I said, I'm an Aries and everything has to be in a row, kind of thing. On my events page, I always have all of the things that are going on for the week, and I've got links attached to everything. So
me too. Just go to the events page.
Go to the events page.
There was like 10 years ago, I could remember everything and just spout it off the top of my head. But now,
yeah.
I don't even remember what I ate earlier.
Yeah. I have multiple like Word documents.
Hi, Jennifer.
Where it's all on there,
Hi, Jennifer.
Oh, hi, Jennifer.
Who are we
Much
saying
love.
bye to? Jennifer. Bye, Jennifer. I'm sure.
Before we say goodbye, I have the Lunar Magic deck, and I would love to pull a card for all of us. How would that suit you?
I love that.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull this card really fast. Oh wow! Oh, this is really an interesting card to pull for today. So this said, what does it say? It says ocean tides, justice, karma, and cosmic protection.
Oh, I love that card too.
I know, right? This is pretty. Oh, I'm going to put it there so you can see it.
Alternate universe.
Yeah,
she's like
right.
Opening it up and walking in. I like that. That's
it's beautiful. And you know what? And it's so interesting because this whole live that we've been doing, I keep hearing like, if we just set aside fear and trust, if we can get into a place of trust, stepping into that other dimension or stepping into our soul contract, our life agreements and stuff, it takes the pressure off, because when we trust and step away from fear, life is beautiful. And that's where our heart should go. So I just wanted to say that.
I love that.
Hi, Jennifer Rose.
Message. Thank you so much.
So.
Jennifer Rose. Bye, Jennifer. Now I know it's Jennifer.
Yeah, right.
It's like me saying bye to Kelley. They're going to be like, wait, you're Kelley. Oh my God.
This has been so much fun. Kelley, thank you so much for having me. I
really appreciate it. I always love that when I get to host with you or with Jeffrey, like you guys are both so high energy, and I love that and I need that, because I'm high energy too.
Yes, you are. You're so much fun. So much fun. Oh my gosh.
I do want to share with everybody, just the nerd in me. I've been rock painting, and I just want to share some of my rocks real quick. So this is my little patchwork one.
Oh my gosh,
that's the back. I'm still looking on the back.
Amazing.
And then I look at other people's ideas and I kind of try to copy them or to work on. And this one I just did. Somebody did this online and I did my own version. On the back, I thought this was cute. And I'm going to put the river at all the park benches. And then this one says, "You're awesome."
You did those yourself?
Yeah, and then I did the back, and it has my website, and it just says "Love Never Dies." Except this one, does it have my website? Yeah, it does. Oh, and then
I used to do that when I was in middle school. I used to paint rocks. I love that.
So I paint them, and then I've been doing a lot of sunflowers. I'm like really obsessed with the sunflowers. And this
you
one
are so artistic. Wow, that is stunning.
I did 2 sunflowers and then inspirational words and all the little leaves. I thought that was fun. Yeah,
gorgeous.
I want to share with everybody. My husband thinks I should sell them, but I want to give them away. I've got over 100 now. It's been helping me with my anxiety and my health issues, because I have been in so much pain, and it kind of has put me in a depression over the last year.
Sure.
Of feeling defeated by doctors, basically, like going in circles. So to stay positive and not to let that side of me take over, which it never has, but I do something creative or artsy and it makes me feel better in it. And if I do something that I can give to other people, that also helps me feel better. So it's kind of a selfish reason why I'm painting them and why I want to give them away.
Yeah, I love that though.
Some away. How's that? I don't know.
They're
I just
beautiful.
enjoy it, and I do it all the time when I have free time. Instead of watching TV, I sit in front of the TV and paint.
Yeah.
And I do it late at night usually.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh.
So instead of gambling this week in Vegas, I've been painting rocks.
Sarah says, sell them. I would buy one for sure. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I love that.
Sweet. Thank you. I might sell them with like a little reading attached to it or something for fun, like a little, thing.
That's
but I just wanted to share that with everybody. Yeah, I just felt very inspired to make so many of them.
Yeah, that's great.
I love rocks. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I want to say thank you to everybody for coming tonight to our show. Next week, Cheryl will be back. We'll definitely have Lauri on when Cheryl's here too, so we can actually interview her and she doesn't have to be a host. So that will be exciting. We'll have her back on another time. And next time we have Lauri, we'll do readings because it'll be the three of us. It'll be a lot of fun. Yes. But this show was more about talking and the subject line, which I thought was really fascinating and interesting. And I hope we opened your mind up to thinking differently or thinking more about what a soul contract it is or what a life agreement is, and maybe how, you're dealing with those in your life. If you can maybe spot what maybe you feel what your contract is. Maybe you really fall into I know I'm going in the right direction. I finally feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. Because to me, when you get there, it's you're wait, it all just clicked. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be, and I finally got here. It's what I've been working towards. I feel like that's what it feels like when you get to certain parts of your contract, right? Or your life, contract. So it's a great subject. And you guys can follow Lauri at www.laurialbert.com. It's down below there in the little scroll. You can see. And it's Lauri with Lauri. I know there's so many ways to spell Lauri, just like Kelley.
I know. No E.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Oh, I love the Charlie's Angels. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah. I've been called that before when I used to do with Cheryl and a couple other mediums. They called us Charlie's Angels.
I love that.
We called ourselves the Four Earth Angels. It was fun. Anyways, thank you, everybody. I know you have to go teach, so I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you. And thank you so much.
Thank you.